Welcome to another video from explainingcomputers.com. This time we're going to check out Chrome OS Flex. This is a new version of Chrome OS, the cloud-based operating system used on Google Chromebooks and can be installed on almost any PC. For example, Chrome OS Flex can be used to bring new life to an old laptop. So let's go and take a closer look. To understand Chrome OS Flex, it's useful to delve a little into where it came from. And in November 2009, Google decided to open source the development of Chrome OS, and this enabled other companies to create their own version. And this included FidoOS, as we can see here, as well as Cloud Ready from a company called Neverware. And Google clearly kept an eye on what was going on here, and in December 2020, Google acquired Neverware. As we can see here, Neverware is now part of Google. Neverware and Cloud Ready are now officially part of the Google and the Chrome OS team. And then in February 2022, Google announced Chrome OS Flex as we can see, the cloud-first operating system for PCs and Macs. Chrome OS Flex is being built for businesses and schools, and at the time of making this video, it remains in beta. However, like many beta Google products, it's highly functional, and it's also got great potential for anybody who wants a simple cloud-based operating system, and indeed an operating system that can bring new life to an old computer. If we scroll all the way down this page, we get right to the bottom. There's a big friendly yellow box for trying Chrome OS Flex. If we click on that, we get to another page, and if we click here on Try Chrome OS Flex like that, there are various fields you have to fill in here, quite a few. This is clearly intended for a business, and many people won't want to fill all this in and go through this process. However, rather than completing all of this information, it's also possible to create a bootable USB drive for Chrome OS Flex using the Google Chromebook Recovery Utility, which we find information about on this page, which of course I'll link in the video description. And what we need to do is to add this utility to a browser, and it works in Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome or Chromium. And here I'm in Chrome, so I'm going to click Add to Chrome like that and Add Extension. And there we are, it's been added. That is fine, I'll turn that off up there. And we now have a little jigsaw icon at the top to get to extensions. And if I go down here and click on Chromebook Recovery Utility, the Chromebook Recovery Utility runs up. And as we can see, we need to use an 8 GB or larger USB drive, and this drive will be completely erased to create our Chrome OS Flex media. Do be aware of that. But providing we are, we'll click on Get Started like that. And then on this screen, ignore the box on the top and click on Select a Model from a list like that. We then go to select a manufacturer, and we scroll down here and we find somewhere down here, there it is, Google Chrome OS Flex like that. And then we select a product. There's only one option. It is Chrome OS Flex Developer Unstable. And this does remind us that Chrome OS Flex is still in beta, although in my experience of trying it out, it runs very well, and it's certainly fun to test. So let's click on Continue, like that, and select our media. I've got a USB drive plugged into this computer. I'll select it there, and we'll click on Continue again. And then there's a final check, as you can see, so we'll click on Create Now. And here we are, Windows is just asking for confirmation everything's okay to write our media. We'll click on Yes. And whilst the process completes, I'd just note that if you want to use your USB drive again, having turned it into a bootable media, you might have to clean the drive rather than simply reformatting it. And you can do this in Windows using a utility called Diskpart. And I've got a video all about this, which I'll link in the video description. And there we are, it's finished. We've got our Chrome OS Flex bootable media. So we'll just click on OK. And also to be tidy here, I'm going to go up to Extensions in Chrome and go to the Chromebook Recovery Utility and go to the menu at the end here. I'm going to remove this from Chrome. No point leaving an extension hanging around in a browser for longer than I need to. Right. I thought we'd start out with a very simple test, so I plugged the USB drive into my i5 test rig and we'll turn it on. There we go, and I'm holding down the F11 key to get to the boot menu on this system. It might be a different key on other computers, But here, as you can see, it allows us to choose between booting from the Ubuntu SSD on this system, the Windows SSD, and the USB drive. So we'll select the USB drive. And here we are booting into Chrome OS Flex. Our USB drive clearly works. And here we are. We're welcome to Chrome OS Flex. That's a rather nice little Google animation. Let's get started. And we'll try it first. We're not going to install here, just going to see if the thing runs. So we'll try it first and next. And we also need to accept the terms of service. And now it's asking us who's going to use this computer, you or a child. But I'm not going to set anything up here to use an account in this test. I'm just going to go down to the bottom of the screen and to click on Browse as Guest. You don't have to log in when using a Chromebook, and it's the same here in Chrome OS Flex. But what I am going to do straight away is to go down to here to this menu and go to Settings and to Displays, and we'll just make the screen a bit bigger like that so we can see it more clearly on video. That's rather good, isn't it? And here we are browsing as a guest in Chrome OS Flex, which is very much a browser-based operating system. As we can see, there's very little else here other than the browser and the file manager. Let's try going to, therefore, a website. There we go. That seems to work, and hopefully we can also go to YouTube. We'll just try that out as well. If we can go to the Explaining Computers website on YouTube, everything will be fine, won't it? There we are, and here we are on YouTube. Seems to be playing. That's full screen. That check we've got full HD. Why does the auto never work? That's definitely full HD. That's working okay. Although this is going to be very strange. Look, it's me talking to me. Can't have that, far too confusing. But we proved the point. We can use the web here in Chrome OS Flex. We've also got our file manager down there, look, to look at files on this system. It's showing us both of the SSDs connected to this computer. Let's see if we can view a file. Let's open up the Windows drive. There must be something here we can experiment with. Oh yes, there's the desktops folder. One picture file, we can look at that. Yes, we've got a picture viewer that works absolutely fine. And down here on the left menu, we've got access to all the apps on the system and to search. That's pretty straightforward. And over on the right, we've got the menu we saw earlier where we can access settings, we can close down, we can change our network settings, capture the screen, alter volume, and we can also alter brightness, although you can't see that on video. So this is a very successful test. We're clearly running Chrome OS in the form of Chrome OS Flex. So what I'm now going to do is to close this down and we'll try installing on an old netbook. Greetings! Here I am back with my Acer Aspire 1725 netbook on which I intended to install Chrome OS Flex. In fact, I have installed Chrome OS Flex on this device. If I just bring it back to life out of sleep, it'll hopefully in a second show you on its display what it is running. There we are, it's running Chrome OS Flex. But I've had a lot of difficulties recording the HDMI output from this device during the installation process, so I can't show it you on video. So what I am going to show you is something slightly different. We're going to install Chrome OS Flex on this, a Rock Pi X single board computer, which has got a similar specification to many netbooks. It's got a quad-core Atom processor, an Atom Z8 350, with 4 GB of memory and 32 GB of eMMC flash storage. And it's worth noting that to install Chrome OS Flex, your computer has to have a 64-bit processor and 4 GB of RAM. So let's grab the USB drive and get this connected up and booted. And if you need assistance booting your computer from a USB drive, just look to my video on PC BIOS settings. Anyway, as you can see, we're now entering into Chrome OS Flex. And once again, we can get started, where this time we're going to do a full install. And we just have to confirm that we understand that what we're going to do here will delete everything on the drive on this computer. I understand that. I'll do the install. And in fact, it checks again to check we're really certain we're blanking everything from the machine. I'm okay with that. And there we are. The install process has begun, which will take, it says, up to about 20 minutes. I would guess more like 10 minutes on this computer. And there we are. It's finished. It was actually just under 4 minutes. And so now what we need to do is to shut down. And I'll now take out the USB drive and we'll reboot the computer. And here we are coming up again. It's all very exciting. I've effectively turned this Rock Pi X SBC into a Chromebook. So we now need to get started like that. And I've got an Ethernet lead connected, as you might have noticed, so we don't have to set up Wi-Fi, although you would set up Wi-Fi here if you needed to. So all I need to do is to accept the terms and conditions from Google like that. And now it's asking who's going to be using this device. I think it's going to be me, so we'll click on Next. And all I now need to do is to sign in with one of my many Google accounts. There we go. And two-step verification leaps into action, so I need to let myself in from another device like this. And now there's just a few Google setup questions. I'm not going to save my device info, and I'm not going to sync with any other devices. And there we are. We're all set with an exciting Google animation. We can get started running Google OS Flex. Right, I've now restarted the system so I can show you the full Chrome OS Flex experience. And here we are on my login screen where I need to enter my password, although we could browse as guests if we wanted to, but I am going to log in. And here we are, it's telling us keyboard shortcuts have been improved. That's very exciting. But other than that, the main thing you'll have noticed is that as we've now installed Chrome OS Flex and logged in with an account, we've got more things available. We've still got the browser that would work, I would hope. Yes, it does. We can get back to explaining computers. But we've also got app links here to Gmail, to Google Calendar, still to the file browser, to Google Meet, and indeed to YouTube. We can go to YouTube via that little link there, which will come up. There we are. Things are not quite as fast as they were on my i5. You wouldn't expect it on a quad-core Atom computer, but it still works perfectly well. Lots of exciting things seem to be going on here on YouTube. I'll look at some of that later on. But the big change other than that is if we go down here to look at this menu and we flick that thing up like that, you can see there's lots of apps, or at least app links here on this system, which we can scroll through as you can see. So for example, I can click on Google Docs. Obviously, one of the main purposes of using something like a Chromebook or Chrome OS Flex is to use Google Apps. And in my view, any computer with Google Docs installed is ready for action, so this one most clearly is. But there's also a few things down here that I hadn't looked at previously. There's things like a calculator here in the Chrome OS Flex. We won't look at that. We can't get too excited in one video. But we do have here something I've not seen before, which is Chrome Canvas. This is a little drawing package for Chrome OS and here Chrome OS Flex. Let's get started. Very exciting. Not tried this before. This is a live test. And oh look, we've got various tools we can use to scribble with like that, which seems to work. We can presumably change our color. We can go to red. There we are. We can scribble in red. Oh, this is very exciting indeed. So there we are. Chrome OS Flex is working here very nicely as a very straightforward, a very easy to use cloud-based operating system. At the time of making this video, Chrome OS Flex is still in beta. This said, I've been experimenting with it with great success, and I intend to keep it on this Rock Pi X and to try it out some more. I also think it's excellent that now when we're choosing an operating system to install on a PC, we've got another option available. And I do expect that Chrome OS Flex is going to become rather popular. But now that's it for another video. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, please press that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And I hope to talk to you again very soon.